NBA Players Association. I'm here to talk to you about the current state of player empowerment. In the 2002 and 2003 season, the Cleveland Cavaliers won 17 out of their 82 games. With that, they were granted the first overall pick. And do you know who they drafted? LeBron James. LeBron James is arguably the best player in the NBA and arguably the best player of all time. But does anyone know what his biggest impact is? It came off the court, and it came with business. When LeBron James entered the league, he knew that he wasn't going to let general managers play with him and push him around. So he became business savvy, he could take it to them, and he got good agents, and so on and so forth. And now, LeBron James can negotiate some of the best deals in the NBA. That translated over time, and in the 2010s, multiple NBA players have been able to take their career into their own hands. Now, before LeBron James, it was horrible, not gonna lie. We all know this guy right here, another arguable GOAT, Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan was the best player of his era, so obviously he could get whatever contract he wanted. He even got a $30 million one-year contract deal from the Bulls when he almost went to the Knicks in the '98 season. However, the guy next to him, Scottie Pippen, people call him the best Robin of all time. Scottie Pippen was absolutely ruined by GMs, and the general manager of the Chicago Bulls actually lowballed him. The second best player on the championship team, they offered him $18 million for 7 years. Horrible contract. And he didn't speak out about it until about last year, and that was during the last dance. No one really knew that someone who was so impactful to a championship team, multiple championship teams, was getting lowballed so bad. So we move on to the future, to the present. Past LeBron James' time, we're in 2022 now. And there's two big cases, and player empowerment has progressed to a point where it's not a problem. Does anyone recognize who this man is? This is Benjamin Simmons, first overall pick of the 2016 NBA draft. He was destined to be the next LeBron James, or so they say. Coming in, he had so much hype. He was the #1 player in high school. He went to LSU. And coming into the NBA, being drafted by the Philadelphia 76ers, everyone said that he was going to be great. His first year, he was great. And ever since then, he's had accolades. He's been all NBA, all defense, all-star. But the one criticism about Ben Simmons is that he's never grown. And that's where we bring it in to contracts, free agency, and player empowerment. Ben Simmons has been in the NBA for about 5 years now, and he hasn't grown at all. And currently, he's in a situation with his team where they don't want him to, he does not want to play for them anymore because he feels disrespected. But he shouldn't, because Ben Simmons hasn't worked on his game at all. He's the same player that he was when he was drafted, and the Philadelphia 76ers don't owe him anything because he's only given them poor performances. However, since he knows that he's the caliber player that's respected and revered, he believes that he can do whatever he wants, and he's holding out and fighting the 76ers right now, when really he should be apologizing for them not making it to the Eastern Conference Finals last year. The next player is Zion Williamson, another #1 pick, and he was drafted in 2019 by the New Orleans Pelicans. This is Zion on media day when he was drafted. This is Zion on media day 2 years later. Doesn't he look a little chunkier on the left? So Zion, another generational talent going into the NBA. Obviously, he's been hyped since high school. Drake wearing his jerseys. He was getting song shout-outs at Duke. But when he hit the NBA, everyone knew that weight was going to be a problem. And it ended up being a problem. Now, even though the Pelicans haven't been the best team, they've made some front office mistakes, rumors have been coming out that Zion, his agent, his team, they're coming at the Pelicans and they're trying to start maybe breaking away from the team, which has never happened before. A rookie on as big of a rookie scale contract that he's on has never broken out of a team before their rookie extension. And when talks like that arrived over the summer, people were very afraid because it meant that players were getting too ballsy, if you will. Zion Williamson, even though he has put up the stats, he has not been in the league long enough to garner the respect that he's trying to pull from his front office. And because of that, it's led to nothing but issues, players leaving, and now they're a shell of what they could have been 2 years ago. If you don't know, 2 years ago, the Pelicans were one of the best young cores in the league and on the rise. And now they're sitting at like 4-14, bottom of the league. I say that to say, even though Zion wants his team to get better and he has all these wants, he has to put in for himself. That man right there, he looked even slimmer a year prior at Duke. That man right there showed that he has not put in any effort in his body, and it's hurt him, and now he hasn't even played this season. I say, look, now the thing is, players are coming in earlier and earlier. They're getting more hype coming in. These players, they feel more entitled before they even touch foot on an NBA court. Players aren't even forced to play in the NCAA anymore. There are more options to get to the NBA. And with all that media attention and all that media hype, players get a little ahead of themselves when they're talking to their front offices. I think the only solution to this is personal communication. People think this is a basketball issue, but it's actually just a human issue. Nowadays, players have teams, people around them, which they should. They need people to help them out. But they need to be able to talk directly to the person that signed them. They need to talk directly to the people that coach them. They need to talk directly to people that help them out on a daily basis in the front office. Because their manager, their agent, they're not the ones that are getting paid by the team. And it's a common problem over the past few years of players either telling their agent to say something or saying something as an off comment without saying it directly to the person it's sent towards. And it creates a snowball effect of drama, rumors, and it's even ruined people's relationships with their teams. So I say to you guys, the NBA players, the National Basketball Players Association, is that even though you're all players, and even though you want the best for yourselves, and you deserve to fight for your money, you got to think a little bit. You got to be self-aware. You have to put in the work to receive the reward, and players aren't doing that. Y'all got to put a stop to it.